What is going down, sis?
Hey girl, how you doing? Material girl.
I just heard that song, and I think I heard that from your TikTok.
Yes, I love that song.
So
We're the
what's been
material
up?
girls. Girl, I'll be honest with you. I'm just glad that this week is over. It's been a little bit of a crazy busy week, so I am, really just happy that I'm just happy that today is today, okay? How about you?
Same here. This week has been forever, like super long, just super
Yeah.
long. Like it just feel like one day is just like turned into. It's like the week is like one big day for me. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, Monday from Tuesday from Wednesday. Like I don't know, it's just one big day, and the only day that I recognize is Friday. So it's like a Monday through Thursday, everything's together, and then Friday it starts separating. Like
Yeah. And it's just like when it's over, you just feel like that sigh of relief, like, oh my gosh, I made it another week. Thank you, Jesus.
yes, thank you, Jesus, thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord. And that
So
was a
this
musical selection brought to you by Renita and Miss Michi. What's up? Raise the roof. We raising the roof for Jesus today. Okay.
right. So Michi, you wanted to talk about something a little serious because you're a little concerned.
A little concerned, honey. I am concerned, okay, with all caps. Yeah, naturally, I mean, if you are in the world and not living under a rock, I'm sure that you've heard about the chaos that has ensued between Russia and Ukraine.
I am said person under rock because when I saw all this Russia talk, I was like, oh, we always talk about Russia. And then when I talked to you like yesterday, you were like, no, G, this is serious. Like you need to read into this. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Very quickly. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Naturally, I'll be honest with you. When I first started seeing the fact that they were trending, I also had the same reaction. I was just like, I'm like, what has Putin ass did again? What did he do? And then when I saw what he did, I was like, oh, this is bad. Just it's all around chaos that's going on right now. Like and I mean, it's something that, a lot of the times, one of the things that I hate to see from Americans for the most part is like, oh, that's none of our business, da, 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 da. And to that I say, if you need a history lesson, I need you to go back to school. I need you to go back to your social studies class. Like, it's a very big deal about the fact of what Russia is, them invading Ukraine and trying to take back over. That's a big deal because that's one of our allies, in case you guys didn't know.
Right. So I me, Miss Miss Person who missed her teacher calling. I got all the videos and all the articles because I had to read through it because I really didn't know like what the heck was going on. And now just with this, I also received a text from one of my good friends. Gas prices are predicted to go up, which means everything is about to increase. Things are already higher than normal because of the pandemic. Now it's going to be even higher. Like I
Yeah.
don't know, like I just feel like we're living in the book of Revelation. Like this is where I'm at right now.
I definitely agree with that, but it's like one of those things you don't want to think about it because if y'all don't know about Revelations, that's the last book.
Sin,
So
right?
so you don't want to think that that's what's going on, but it certainly seems like that's the times that we're in.
Yeah, most definitely. So, do you wanna get into some of this stuff because I know you're more well
Oh,
versed
baby,
in this.
she's not a political analyst or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, I say let's jump in. Where you want to start off, sis?
Girl, I don't even know because I got so much information. Like it was information overload when I was trying to get into this. So I
You
didn't
know
want
when
to
niggas
read
got
like
the information,
whole
baby.
articles, but I had to go to CNN about this because this was serious, and I
Yeah,
wanted to make sure that I knew what was really going
we
on.
got real resources today. Period.
So
This is not from the shade room. This is real life.
right. So it was like on a haunting night. Wait, where's the part that I want to talk about? So show the column of. So it looks like on the live stream video they showed a column of military vehicles streaming into the country from. Forgive me if I can't pronounce this stuff. Belarus, where Russian troops have had been masked, and thunderous explosions soon boomed over the capital as air raid sirens wailed, heralding a dangerous new crisis of a world already rocked by turmoil. Peace on our continent has been shattered. We
Yeah.
now have war in Europe on a scale and of a type we thought belonged to history. It's like the
Mm.
Cold War all over again. So President Vladimir Putin, which we heard a lot during the Trump time,
Ooh, baby.
long feared assault will reverberate far beyond Russia and its democratic neighbor. It will bring consequences, including painful spikes in already high gas prices for Americans struggling to navigate out of a once in a century pandemic. And it may rekindle a Cold War that had
Mm.
once seemed a relic of history, creating a precarious new standoff between the US and Russia, the world's largest nuclear powers.
It's the nuclear part for me. It's the nuclear part for me. Okay, that part, like, it's like if you gonna have some beef out here, that's not the beef you want to have.
Right. And I've heard so many jokes about, which should never be funny, but nuclear bombs growing up, and I'm like, they're never gonna hit the button. Now I'm afraid
You
that they're
think they
gonna
not
hit
when
this
they
button.
will?
I feel
Putin
like
is
we've
crazy
been
for real.
But I feel like we've been treading on the line with Russia for years. You know what I'm saying? Like they get angry and then we calm it down. They get angry and we calm it down. But it looks like they're over it. They're over peace. They're just like, screw peace. I don't want peace.
I mean, so do you have the article of what Putin said in response to the sanctions that President Joe Biden was putting down? Because needless to say, I don't know what he said verbatim. I can't think of it off the top of my head. However, it was a full on threat. He
Let me
like
look it up.
anybody could get it at this point.
Well, I mean, he's a little irritated. He's a little irritated. I don't know if Trump set him off. I don't know what happened. He just woke up and was like,
I choose violence.
that's in so many words. I feel like that it boils down to that. Like, here's his
Yeah,
response. Like,
it
I
was the
really feel
violence
like
for
it
me.
boils down to that. Like, look, this is just me. I just gotta be me.
He's
Don't
ridiculous.
be your own kind if you got nuclear weapons. Like, now there are stipulations to be your own kind.
Yeah,
All
you're
right.
being a murderer at that point. That's you.
Right. So they say here Putin's response to Biden calling him a killer.
Mm.
See the
He
Today,
is
this simple
ridiculous.
wish from the Russian leader Vladimir Putin to President Joe Biden.
What would I answer him? I would tell him, be healthy. I wish him good health. I say this without irony, without jokes.
That there is trademark Putin, though.
Oh, and
What just happened?
baby, he said he wish him good health.
He wished the 80-year-old good health.
Baby,
And he said, I
nah.
don't say that with irony. You sure?
I'm trying, and I'm over here. I want to find.
Is that the response you're talking about?
No, that's not what he said. Hold on, wait a minute. God dog it now.
Oh wait, it's more to it.
It's
Let me
definitely
see.
more. Oh, he said some stuff. He was real about it.
Well, let's see what this is saying.
He also went on to sharply criticize the United States on issues ranging from slavery to its use of nuclear weapons back in World War II. It was Putin's counter to a Biden broadside, an interview in which the president of the United States rebuked his Russian counterpart, including calling him a killer.
Director of National Intelligence came out with a report today saying that Vladimir Putin authorized operations during the election to denigrate you, support President Trump, undermine our elections, divide our society. What price must he pay?
He will pay a price. We had a long talk, he and I. I know him relatively well. And the conversation started off, I said, I know you and you know me. If I establish this occurred, then be prepared.
You said you know he doesn't have a soul.
Well, I did say that to him, yes. And his response was, we understand one another. I wasn't being a wise guy. I was alone with him in his office. That's how it came about. It was when...
Okay, so Biden Biden told him he didn't have a son. What is going on? Like, I feel like Trump just changed the whole dynamics of the White House.
He did. I personally feel like that he released a lot of secrets to this man and told him a lot of things. And I'll be honest with you, Renita, my honest thoughts, and I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist or anything, but this is just the honest to God truth. I feel like that they're gonna hit us, they're going to do a cyber attack first. Like, I feel like before it's any, like, gun, boom, boom, pow, pow, bombs or anything like that, they gonna hit us where it hurts, the pockets. Okay. We know that Russia was in charge of the, I'm the words are escaping me at this point, but when there was another attack beforehand, this was around the time when they were, the presidential race and things of that sort. We knew they were able to trace it, that it came from Russia, so it's just like, I feel like that that's what's coming. But President Joe Biden actually, he did some very harsh sanctions, and from what I know, he's frozen the assets from Russia within the U.S. Right? So yeah, I mean, think about if somebody messing with your money, it's war after that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what can you do? How do you avoid that at that point?
You start a war.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. And like I said, a lot of people are just like, well, what does this have to do with us? And the U.S. needs to sit down. We ride together, we die together, bad boys for life. That's basically how it is with your allies, right? Like,
right.
If somebody messes with one of your allies, you gotta go to war for it. That's just how it goes.
Now, I'm just taking this from a psychology side because that's all I know in life sometimes. Do you think there should be an emotional intelligence test for all these world leaders?
Yeah, I mean, they're supposed to have that, but how true is that, right?
I just feel like, even not just now, just the long line of history, and not just the United States leaders, world leaders. Sometimes they just act off impulse. They don't care that it's about to affect like millions of people. It's like, oh, okay, you stopping my money, I'm pressing the button. Kill, die. Like,
right. Bye. Like you just killed you just hit a whole town of people that did not have anything to do with you. Like, and what was so distressing for me, I saw an article that everyone is trying to get out. They're trying to evacuate at this time due to everything that's going on. And I mean, people they're running out with just like all of the shit that they can carry in their hands. And I'm like, it's, that's got to be scary. Like that's like if someone did that to us, and it's just like, take what you have and go. You got to go. You're not safe at this point.
Right. Run.
Get out of there.
Right. So I'm trying to find it where it is showing people. Now, this is the Ukrainian leader. They have a president. Okay, yeah, they have a president. I know they all name them different things. So this, it's like
half of it, but
I feel like the black culture has kind of just rubbed off on the world because everybody's just like, come and get it. Come and get this. You froggy leap. That's kind of how everybody, it's like a game.
Yeah, like, and my whole thing is like, people don't recognize the value that Ukraine holds. Like, how you hear about certain places, if you're from another area, they have a lot of resources, and pretty much they are a very heavy hitting country. They're one of the biggest ones within Europe. So the fact that, Russia is coming after them, it's not just a problem for them. It is this is a world issue.
A global problem.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's hear what gangster Zelensky had to say.
Come through, Zelensky. What you talking about?
Don't give me no more commercial, CNN.
They finna do it.
So,
they are.
Was the baguette fresh?
It was spicy.
And the ghost pepper
and I mean, they ain't letting me skip
ingredients.
Here.
Get a taste of your customer's world with user testing.
Right.
Good evening. With his country now under state of emergency, under cyber attack, and surrounded on three sides by Russian troops, Ukraine's president made a direct appeal tonight to the Russian people. Speaking after midnight, Ukraine's President Zelensky said Vladimir Putin has approved the invasion of his country, and in Russian warned the consequences, not just for Ukraine, could be dire.
There are over 2,000 kilometers of common border between us. Your army is along that border now. Almost 200,000 soldiers. thousands of military vehicles. Your leadership approved for them to take a step further, to the territory of another country. This step can become a great beginning, can become the beginning of a great war at the European continent.
President Zelensky went on to say that he tried to reach Vladimir Putin by phone today, but got silence instead. That alone speaks loudly, as does the...
Let me find out they blocking each other on the phone. Is this real life?
It is. I mean, to make it through a pandemic, because they lifting the damn mask mandate and stuff on Monday, child, everywhere. So to get through a pandemic, which we're not even through it because it's still going on, and then now y'all about to start a whole war. I'm like, why do y'all want all of this smoke? I don't get it. I'm concerned. I'm scared.
I just got one question.
Afraid. Me and my homegirls is afraid.
We are, and I just got one word for God. Like, is this the end? Let me know. Fill me in.
I mean, I've already professed him as the body and Lord of our Savior, Jesus
Yes.
Christ. So, I'm cool with it. I'm like, if this is how it goes, this is just how it goes.
At this point, is there more to this? I don't even know if I want to.
Playing a threat that the Biden administration and others have been warning was imminent, a warning that got louder today.
What we see is that Russian forces continue to assemble closer to the border and put themselves in an advanced stage of readiness to act, to conduct military action in Ukraine. Again,
do you see he's not even giving us eye contact?
He can't because
he's stuttering everything.
He know that it's something work. This the thing. Every time them government officials get up and speak about something, Renita, you know that whatever they telling us, they did put some baby powder on it, some sugar, and they're trying to make they want to bring a certain level of calmness to the American people, but they know how bad it is. This is bad.
I feel like we should find another synonym.
This is horrible. This is tumultuous.
Right. There you go. That's the word.
At virtually any time now, we believe that that they are ready.
He said they ready, baby. What that mean to you?
We finna go to war.
We about to go to war. I mean, you know what? So for me, like I said, honestly, the thing that really gets on my nerves is just like people that don't understand the dynamics of how certain things work as far as in our governmental systems and how our relationships worldwide and, or globally, how those things work. So, I mean, this is not just something that's for them. This is something that involves everybody. This involves our soldiers, the people that have to go and be on the ground. They just came back from Iraq. Let's have a real conversation. And they probably gonna have to mobilize and go right back out. And now they're going to, over there, and baby, they don't care. They do not care.
Speechless. No, they don't. And this is when I kind of get upset with people that be in their own little world. Like, dude, it's a whole big world out here that is affecting things, and you need to pay attention to what's going on. Still talking to myself because I'm thinking, Russia is part. I didn't know this like this. It was something like this until you brought it. I'm like, they going to war. Girl. I'm like, well, let me quit working for a minute and get on this news because how did I miss this? You know what I'm saying? So I know earlier you said that Ukraine has a lot of resources, so I looked it up. So apart from natural gas, Ukraine abounds with minerals such as iron, coal, titanium, and other non-metallic raw materials. It's the leading nation when it comes to reserves of titanium, iron, and non-metallic raw materials. Do you know how many things we use that have those things?
And they have the most of it.
And right. And they have the most reserves. So now what?
There's a post and I want to try to find it. I'm going to try to find it really quick. And it was, it's a quick read. And it was basically like the breakdown of the relationship between Russia and Ukraine. And it compared it to like an abusive relationship. Let me hold on. I'm going to go to my friend's page.
Why you look it up? You want to do some commercials?
Yeah, and then when we come back, I'll have it.
All right, cool. This month's CBS 3 Designs will be highlighting famous TV shows. Make sure that you check us out on Etsy. Type in CBS 3 Designs and get to shopping.
Hey, y'all, it's your girl, Miss Metchi, checking in, reminding you to shop my exclusive collection, Lavish Looks by Miss Metchi, where we've got shades and everything that you need to look fly. Oh, and we also offer accessories. So ladies, put a little bit of razzle dazzle in your collection today. Be sure to shop with me and follow on social media at Lavish Looks by Miss Metchi. Grab your products today at missmetchi.com/shop.
Shout out to our sponsors. One of them is right here. And so Lavish Looks by Miss Metchi. I believe she's wearing one of her pieces tonight around her neck.
This is the bling bling necklace, honey. Bling
looking nice. And I had the earrings on yesterday, but I still have them sitting next to me. And these are, I'm gonna say it wrong, so you can correct me if I want. But these are opulents. Yes. Look at these. I can't do what my cousin did, but she had her hand there. But
yeah, and I love your cousin for making that. I'm so mad I can't find this. Oh, I hate when you're trying to find something you can't find it.
I'm gonna still give you time because Obama kind of weighed in on it, and so I just want to read what he says.
Yeah, please.
So he says, last night Russia launched a brazen attack on the people of Ukraine in violation of international law and basic principles of human decency. Russia did so not because Ukraine posed a threat to Russia, but because the people of Ukraine chose a path of sovereignty, self-determination, and democracy for exercising rights that should be available to all people and nations. Ukrainians now face a brutal onslaught that is killing innocents and displacing untold numbers of men, women, and children. The consequences of Russia's reckless actions extend beyond Ukraine's borders. This illegal invasion in the heart of Europe also threatens the foundation of the international order and security. For some time now, we have seen the forces of division and authoritarianism, make headway around the world, mounting an assault on the ideals of democracy, rule of law, equality, individual liberty, freedom of expression, and worship and self-determination. Russia's invasion of Ukraine shows where these dangerous trends can lead and why they cannot be left unchallenged. People of conscience around the world need to loudly and clearly condemn Russia's actions and offer support for the Ukrainian people. And every American, regardless of party, should support President Biden's efforts in coordination with our closest allies to impose hard-hitting sanctions on Russia, sanctions that impose a real price on Russia's autocratic elites. There may be some economic consequences to such sanctions, given Russia's significant role in world energy markets, but that's a price we should be willing to pay to take a stand on the side of freedom. For over the long term, we all face a choice between a world in which might makes right and autocrats are free to impose their will through force, or a world in which free people everywhere have the power to determine their own future. Michelle and I will be praying for the courageous people of Ukraine, for Russian citizens who have bravely declared their opposition to these attacks, and for all those who will bear the cost of a senseless war. I love him because he just breaks things down. That's why I've always liked him.
He does. Yeah, I'm like this. I'm like, I understand that President Barack Obama, and I love you. You think President Joe Biden gave him a call like, hey, my dude, what would you do? Like,
I think this is what you're talking about. Tommy Flores said the Ukraine and Russia crisis in simple terms for those that have no idea what's going on. Ukraine used to be in an abusive relationship with Russia.
How's she gonna read it? And what?
You found it? I found it.
I got it.
Oh, go ahead.
Gosh. Oh my gosh. Let me see if I can share my screen.
Oh, let me stop sharing mine. But I guess we had the same post.
Okay, hold on. I don't.
So
everyone is on the it won't let me share. Oh, wait, hold on. It won't let me share the screen. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay, so I'll read it.
Yes, it will. There it is.
Okay. So the Ukrainian Russia crisis in simple terms for those that have no idea what's going on. Ukraine used to be in an abusive relationship with Russia, feeding him, letting him use her car and giving him whatever he asked for until she built up the confidence to call it quits back in 1991. Since then, Ukraine has been working on herself, becoming a strong, independent woman with help from friends like France, America, Poland, etc., offering her support, loaning her money, and helping her find her way. Ukraine has been enjoying being single for 30 years and looking forward to continuing to grow and create new friendships. Now, Russia, being the toxic ex that it is, wants her back and doesn't want her meeting new people or creating any new relationships. A couple of weeks ago, Russia started sitting in the front of Ukraine's house. And when her friends asked him what he's doing there, he said, "Oh, nothing, just getting a little bit of exercise in. That's all." After her friends told her that Russia was potentially getting ready to do something bad to her, he said, "They're lying. They just want you to be scared of me, and that's not what it is." Yesterday, Russia broke into Ukraine's house, beating her up and taking advantage of her while on live stream, and double dog daring any of her friends to do something about it. And if they do want the smoke, Russia got that thing on them.
That is the best explanation.
I felt that in my soul.
Going on.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I was like, because this is the thing, we're dealing with a lot of like millennial people that don't really understand the significance of what's going on, and sometimes it has to be broken down in layman's terms like that for them to understand the severity of it. And the way that they described it, like they were circling around Ukraine and they were in the area just kind of like, oh yeah, hey, how y'all doing, neighbors? And then they attacked them.
What's sad is they've only had 30 years of freedom. Like, just 30 years. That's nothing. We're over 30.
Right.
We're older than their freedom.
Exactly.
That is a great explanation. I just feel like sometimes the more information is like accessible, the less we research. So it does take a person to break it down like that.
Yeah.
That is a great explanation. The funny thing is, the what you were looking for, I had the whole time. That's what makes that funny. But
that's hilarious.
So I don't know. We are terribly concerned. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's something that affects all of us, and it's just one of those things when people don't understand how the allies work, as far as like our world powers and the ones that are coming together, who our allies are. You have to understand that like when something goes down with one, it goes down for all. And that's just how it's supposed to be. So it's definitely something that's going to affect us on our home turf, as well. And I would just say that if for anybody that is, they have questions or anything, just like Renita pulled up CNN, we want to go to those the people, they are doing the nitty-gritty work and the research so that we can make sure that we're informed and we can make sure that we're doing everything in our power to really help. And if nothing else, like even if you don't pray or you pray to crystals or rocks or whatever the case, whatever it is that you choose to do, no one's judging. But at this particular time, our friends over in Ukraine, they need all of our love, all of our thoughts, all of our prayers. And for my super woke folks, what I'm gonna need y'all to do, please stop comparing what's going on because Lil Pookie is in jail and y'all mad because he got caught up on a drug charge. Y'all like, y'all don't even support y'all own people, especially people in the Black community. Like, y'all don't even support y'all own. What is going on over there is horrible. Okay. And it has absolutely nothing to do with the violence that's going on here. When we are talking about nuclear weapons, baby, that affects everybody. So don't nobody care about all that other stuff. We do care, but we can't care about that right now.
But I often get upset about when people compare traumas. Like I think with the Whoopi Goldberg thing, people like the Holocaust and slavery, they're both bad. We both should have compassion for the other person because we both went through something horrible. It may have been different. It was one and the same to me. Like it was still innocent people suffering, and dying over bullshit.
When the terrorist attack happened in France, Renita, there were a lot of people that's just like, oh, y'all doing all this, pray for France, right. We got George Floyd and we got all this other stuff over here. And I'm just like, and guess what? There is bad things that is happening everywhere. So just because I feel compassion for one set of things that's going on in another place, it does not mean that I don't feel the same way. And my heart isn't broken for the things that's going on US soil. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make it any difference. It's just like, if tragedy strikes, tragedy just strikes. You know what I'm saying? Like
Because at the end
you
of the
can have
day,
a response either way.
right. And at the end of the day, we're one world. We're one people. And what kind of world would this be if we were empathetic? What kind of world would this be if I say, I know you're going through something similar, maybe not be the same, but similar, but I'm there for you? What type of world would that be? And I know that's like a PBS, the more you know type situation, because I never see that happening. But I just always wonder, like, how many disputes could be solved on a personal, global, whatever level if we just empathize with the person. You know what I'm saying? And
I mean,
just
we wouldn't have a war that's impending at this point. You know, gas
or
prices
any
wouldn't be
war.
out the hoo-ha. I wouldn't have looked at my stocks today and wanted to cry because
oh yeah, my stocks is gone. They just
I've lost so much money within just the last 2 days. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I looked at it and just put it down. I'm like, I can't.
I had to log out. I was like, I can't look at this anymore, and I damn sure don't want to look at my retirement at this point. I definitely
didn't
don't
look
want to
at
look
that
at
at
that.
all. No, I didn't even go there. So they've been circling around Ukraine since November. It's been conversation since November. What I want to go into is what Trump said about this.
Girl, now you know you could have omitted his old stank ass from the conversation, child.
But I'm kind of
he stank.
I kind of am in line with he has something to do with this. Like he and they remember there was allegations that he took pertinent information or secret information from the White House when he skipped
That's
out.
what I was saying earlier. Like
yeah.
he had to have given a lot of secrets and a lot of knowledge that was not supposed to be known to that man directly because he wanted to be friends with him. I'm like, baby, that's not a friend.
But that's a friend that allegedly helped him get into the White House in the first place. And so this is a way to scare us because Trump is going to run again. And this is a way to get back in office. Everything be connected to me. That's how I feel.
Oh yeah. You think
so
it's not when it is, baby? We living in a scandal episode.
Girl, I feel like, since 2020, I feel like I've been in a movie. Since March 2020, I feel like I have been in a movie. Like life just isn't real anymore. Like this cannot be happening in like real time, So it says CNN. We got to do all CNN today. So it's too serious.
Okay, that's fine.
It took only 24 hours for Donald Trump to hail Russian President Putin's dismembering of independent, democratic, sovereign Ukraine as an act of genius. The former president often accuses his enemies falsely of treason, but his own giddy rush to side with the foreign leader who is proven to be an enemy of the United States and the West is shocking even by Trump's self-serving standards. It says, I don't even know if I want. So as President Joe Biden reprises the fabled presidential role of leading the free world, the predecessor who wants to succeed him in showing Putin that impunity, dictator coddling, and hero worship will return if he wins back the White House. Trump's remarks on a conservative radio show on Tuesday will not only find a warm welcome in the Kremlin, they also will concern allies standing alongside the U.S. against Russia who fear for NATO's future if Trump returns. Trump also sent an unmistakable message to the Republicans who are already playing into Putin's hands by branding the current president as weak, that siding with a U.S. foe is the way into the ex-president's affections ahead of this year's midterm primaries. Now, we didn't even have to read this because we just said that. That just confirmed it. Jesus Christ. He said that he approved of his movement of troops into parts of eastern Ukraine, knowing that his comments would be picked up and beamed around the world. This dude is still viral. He's not even on social. He's banned from posting stuff, and he's still viral.
I'm even more concerned than I was before.
So the ex-president added, so Putin is now saying it's independent, a large section of Ukraine. I said, how smart is that? And he's going to go in and be a peacemaker. That's the strongest peace force. Trump said, we could use that on our southern border. That's the strongest peace force I've ever seen. Here's a guy who's very savvy. I know him very well, very, very well. And this, he was referring to Putin's declaration on Monday when he was like, yeah, I'm about to do this.
Turn that off. I'm done. I'm done with you.
That's all I had to read. I can't read no more.
He's still causing foolishness, and he's not even in office. And my whole thing is that this is the thing. Okay, for anyone that's listening in that may be a conservative or Republican or whatever the case is, y'all got to do better as far as the presidential candidate, baby. Y'all cannot think that that's it. Like, I know y'all like, oh, make America great again or whatever. Y'all gonna make America extinct. Let's go ahead and have a real conversation. Because you think he's not gonna get back in office and do the same stuff that he was doing before, if not worse? Like, they didn't even. I mean, think about like the stuff. They are still trying to bring people under fire, for all of the things that happened on January 6th for the insurrection. Like, it's too much going on. Renita, that's ridiculous, child. Now, I will say this. I did not see that. I did not see his comments. And that is wild as hell. He said it was genius and he was savvy and he knows him very, 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 very well. What?
But I had to bring this up because I wanted to express that it's all connected. It's all connected. He's trying to get in line for 2024.
Baby, it's going to be a hard year.
I feel like I should work on citizenship elsewhere.
I mean, baby, look, it pick a side.
Right.
I don't know, Renita. I mean, you know what? Look, we could talk about this until the cows come home, girl. Like,
I don't want to talk about it till the cows come home. I think I'm gonna go home with the cows at this point.
I'm going with the cows as well. So,
yeah.
You know,
what's the sis glow up in this though? Like, we can't end until we sis. Like, what's the sis?
I feel like that the sis glow up is absolutely the sis glow up is definitely to stay informed. Making sure that you stay informed from like reputable sources. And, also to just keep everybody uplifted, keep ourselves uplifted. Because, I mean, if you read all of this and you don't have a sheer ounce of concern, for one, pass some of that energy my way. Because, baby, I'm scared. So the glow up should definitely just be to stay informed and to just, stay uplifted during this time. Our people over there in Ukraine or whatever, you might not have ever been there. You might not know too much about it, but they need our support. And, when you have allies, that's what you do.
Exactly. So, I'm speechless. So, I mean, if you have anything else to say.
Honestly, that last part took me out. Like I said, I hadn't gotten that piece. So, I thank you for sharing that just so that we know the type of ignorance that we're dealing with and that we're up against. I think that, we also have to talk about all aspects of things. So, you kind of introducing that piece to the matter. This was someone that was over our country. This is someone that it was suspected that he did some things that were treasonous against the United States. So it's definitely something that we got to keep our eye on. And as an American citizen, we have to make sure that we stay informed. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I guess until next time, be safe. Get you a little savings, because things are gonna get a little higher. So just prepare.
Huh? I said get you a gun or two.
And and a savings and that make sure you're protected. And until
anybody that has a bunker, an underground bunker or anything, holler at your girl. You can reach me at contact@missmetchi.com. I would love to get rates from you or anything like that. See if you guys are ADA compliant. We do have people that are handicapped that could also go in that area as well. Please holler at your girl. Let me know. I'm serious. And I'm serious. Let me know if y'all got the underground.
I see the seriousness on your voice. Well, listeners, this was not probably the most happy topic, but it needs to be talked about. So
you know what, Renita, I said it on the Blueprint Live that as people that are in media, or if we're doing anything where we're speaking to the public, we have a responsibility to talk about the things that are current, that are relevant in our lives, and that could have any type of effect on our life in any type of capacity. So although this Sis Glow Up is probably a little bit different than some of the episodes that we've done, we owe it to the people that listen and that support us to really talk about some of those things and voice our concerns and talk about what we can do and how we can play a part as far as keeping each other safe. So, even though it's a little bit different, we, took a little bit of a turn. I'm happy that we talked about it, because I feel like that people try to shy away from the things that we should absolutely be talking about.
Right. And since you mentioned the Blueprint Media, where can people find you?
Y'all, you can find me on all platforms at the BP Media Co. If you type it in, it'll pop right up. If you're looking for any advertising services, please make sure that you reach out. Visit the bpmediaco.com. You can follow me, Miss Metchi, that's MZMETCHI, on all platforms. I would love to connect with you and see what you've got going on. And let's support each other while we can, okay? Let's do it.
Exactly. And for those watching on the Blueprint Media live, I am Renita Be Your Own Kind. You can find me on Instagram, _your own kind. To view all of my content, go to www.beyourownkind.com. And don't forget to subscribe to the newsletter, because I got some great things in store. So
yes, super exciting. I love you, sis. Look, we gonna glow up regardless, baby. We gonna glow up while we can.
Right.
Okay?
We gonna glow up till we blow up. Was that not supposed to say that?
Blow up till we blow up, period. It's a vibe. Okay.
All right, everybody. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.